Players are ready, so let's head down for the semifinals. Marvin the Imp versus Almost. Let's head down to the action. All right, welcome everyone to the semifinals of Spring Challenge number 6. We've got Marvin the Imp on Sling at the bottom of your screen. We've got Almost on 5 Faction Strangers up at the top. Marvin's going to mulligan that hand. They got a Geminon, a Bellax, a Siegebreaker. They've got the high end and 4 power, but they don't have really any early game, so Marvin's going to go to 6. Really needs that early game. Can't just play all the haymakers. Instead, going to mulligan to 4 power Hailstorm Transpose. On the other side of things, Almost is looking at a hand of 3. Oh, they're going to toss that one back. 3 power. Both players going to 6. 3 power, 2 Genev Merchant, Karenadin Merchant for Almost. So 3 power, 3 Merchants, 4 power, Hailstorm, and Transpose for Marvin.
So Almost probably pretty happy with that. Turn 3 Merchant, if Almost can top deck a 4th power, that's the Triumphant Stranger. One caveat though, Hailstorm deals both with Kilo and a 2/3 Triumphant Stranger. So
Rost on the top for Marvin. Pretty good, although still a little early for that, but good to have there. We're going to get the Shadow Evangel here for Almost. That's going to get another Shadow influence. They have Primal in hand, no Fire in hand. So there's 4 influence for Almost. We're going to see one of the Smugglers here. I think we just go straight for Kilo, I assume. We also could get Last Chance at some point. So if the Kilo dies, we've seen Almost in previous matchups get Last Chance pretty proactively, knowing that their Kilo and so forth are targets. So that would be no surprise to get some Last Chances here at some point too, to protect those units after Marvin's able to deal with them. All right, Genev Merchant. That one's gonna grab Kilo.
the question is,
Kilo. I love the 3 factions on Kilo too. Sorry, go ahead, Ilya.
Do we see the transpose for a Rain of Frogs? I'm not sure if Marvin has it. And there's the Rain of Frogs.
There it is. So, well timed there. That's going to take care of that Kilo. That's going to make it tougher.
Oh, no.
Now, we've seen it's not over. There are ways to do it, but that's going to make this a lot tougher for Almost here.
Right. So, Almost
Massive
has to go to plan B.
The flip. Yeah, plan B for sure. Massive Greatsword, the flip off of Nixatraxin here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, Rost the third Rost, and that one's going to get warped. The value from Marvin the Imp. Woo!
So, Triumphant Stranger, nowhere near threatening.
Yeah.
And how
then another Rost, the 4th Rost off the top. Oh my goodness, Marvin. Stop stacking your deck.
Well, hey,
unbelievable.
This deck isn't quite stacked. Oh, I spoke too soon.
No Sling off the top. Woo! All right, Marvin, you got to stop hacking the system here. Stop hacking the Matrix, because this is busted.
Well, I was about to say, hey, this wasn't a completely stacked draw for the Sling. It never drew the Sling, and then, boom, guess what's on top?
Well, it is a Rost party here. And that Sling is going to go pretty well. And even actually play the Sling and shift the Tamaris here as well. A copy of Logistis Expert off of that mirror image. Almost trying to do it the hard way, but oof, this deck is a lot worse trying to do it the hard way than it is using Kilo.
Right.
And that massive Greatsword in hand, unfortunately, not massive enough for these Rosts.
Nope.
Lining up. Lining up some big blocks to at least take care of one of the Russ. I mean, they have overwhelm. You might as well. They're coming back anyway, shifted, but you got to block. Oh, Marvin's just going to go Ross aggro here. Not even going to worry about the Sling. Let's just keep beating down. I mean, almost is already at 10. Okay, almost going to use the Greatsword, take care of the second Rost.
There's no way my opponent drew all 4 Ross, is there?
Yeah, I mean, no point in blocking, right? So it might as well just attack and try to race at this point. Put Marvin down to 7. Well, this is actually kind of interesting now.
Marvin now has to pump
Marvin. Yeah, Marvin can't really. Well,
2 shifted Ross, and
yeah, you can't really attack because
what? That's lethal on the crack.
You can block a 4/5, but then you take Exacxies on the other end.
Whoa!
You can't do this.
No way.
Oh my goodness, is almost gonna get in with mediocre beats?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, mediocre beatdown beat 4 copies of Rost. Unbelievable. Well played by Almost there. Look back at that second to last turn. Almost using the massive greatsword and going on the attacks. Seeing the writing on the wall and saying, I'm not going to beat these Rost, so I might as well attack, setting up a situation where they said, if I can get through a bunch of damage, then I might be able to figure out a way to get lethal and try to race in here. And they did, and that was incredible. Lining up, what, a quadruple block, followed by a massive greatsword, followed by just chipping away and then making that big attack. That was kind of amazing. Well played by Almost to take that one. I did not think they had a chance in that game.
No, Marvin was frankly the control in that situation. That last attack was really puzzling.
Yeah, that was super interesting there.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but hey, game's over. Let's go to game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's head down. Marvin the Imp says, hi, Mom, on screen. So, love the shout out there. Alrighty, they are started. So, Almost looking at a hand of Merchant, Evangel, the Lifesteal Stranger, a bunch of power. Marvin looking at a slightly worse hand, but those Grand Suppressors are going to do a lot of work in this matchup, I'll tell you that.
Right.
I don't know if Almost going to be able to get a... Almost might not be able to get mediocre beatdowns here, but yeah, those Grand Suppressors are going to shut down all those Merchants, which means no grab and kilo. But also, the Natty Triumphant Stranger for Almost in hand, so we're going to see that on turn 5. Could that be enough? Maybe. Just play out a 2/2 deadly. Ooh, there's Rost. Number 1 wants to party. Not going to be able to warp this one, though. But it's coming next turn. Unfortunately, no way to cheapen this Triumphant Stranger. So this Triumphant Stranger is not coming down this turn. Going to have to wait till next turn. I love how aggressively Almost is attacking.
Hey, I mean, if the kilo plan's offline, then the rest of your units are just beat down dorks. So, beat down.
All right, here comes the Rost. Just like last game, but this time we got Grand Suppressors. But on the other side of things, we've got a Triumphant Stranger. Let's see what Almost can flip. If Marvin doesn't draw a Sling or a way to kill this Triumphant Stranger, it has a chance of just getting wild. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything.
Hailstorm.
Hailstorm off the top. Woo.
The question is, do you?
Ooh, but it also
away?
Kills your Grand Suppressors. You still have to do it though.
You have to, otherwise that Triumphant
this just goes off. I think. Yeah, and this gets out of range. You can't kill it next turn. I feel like you have to.
You must. Like, that hailstorm has to come down right now.
Ooh, attacking the Rost into the Deadly Merchant. Okay.
I am not sure
Almost
about this.
almost is gonna slam that at block for sure.
That
All
just
right.
gives up field position.
Let's see if Marvin does it. All this thinking and that attack makes me think maybe Marvin's just gonna go Siegebreaker. Nope. Here we go. Hailstorm. So really bad for Almost taking out their Triumphant Stranger, but it does open the door now for Kilo. Those Grand Suppressors are gone, so Almost does have a Merchant in hand.
Right, right. So yeah, Marvin changed their mind. So swung in with the Ross, didn't want a hailstorm, and then wound up hailstorming anyway.
Yeah,
And
that's
all
tough.
that accomplished was that it just shifted the Ross for no. Uh,
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, there's a good article by Paulo Vitor Damaderosa where he talks about where it's tough when you want to make a decision, but then you change your mind and you realize that there's a different better play. You still have to make the better play anyway. So that may have been a situation where Marvin initially didn't want to cast the Hailstorm, attacked with the Rust, and then realized, well, now I have to. And you even in that case, it's awkward, but you still have to do the right play. So at that point,
right,
if it's right to play the Hailstorm, even though you shifted the Ross, you still have to play the Hailstorm. Even though it feels really
right,
bad, you still have to play the
right,
best play at the time. So that may have been the
right.
situation there. And if it was, credit to Marvin for continuing to make the bad play, even though it felt awkward. But here you go,
Sure.
almost now with that Grand Suppressor's gone, Kilo's going to flip and Triumphant Stranger's right back.
Well, the permafrost can at least deal with the kilo once and for all. But now there's another triumphant stranger on the board.
All right, so now we've got Warcry, Valorous Stranger. Gives us some Warcry. Evangel the draw there. Now we've got that site. We've got the farm. I don't know if the farm really does much here. It's going to die, and it would die next turn to Rost. Although this is a little awkward,
Um,
right? Because
I
Rost can hit.
actually, I actually like not stand together. I think unlock potential is it? No,
Mm,
so
that's
almost
great.
actually had the bereaved stranger. So
All
what do
right.
we?
Where's Traver
Horus
here?
grab.
This is still tough, though, because this Rost is going to get in either way. So almost is going to go
Can
to
this turn to
6.
seed? Can this transpose hit turn to seed? Is there? It
There's a turn to
is.
seed in the market. Okay, turn to seed can get rid of. Still have lifesteal, but it can take care of that. So that's going to put almost down to 4. This is tougher almost, though. Now they don't have.
So now all the triumphant strangers
Hmm.
are gone, and the kilos shut down.
Yeah, the Kilo shut down. The Triumphant Strangers are gone.
I'm not sure
This is
almost
really
has
funny.
any
Both
out here.
both games have gone kind of opposite. You know, the first game I thought Marvin had it in the bag, and then Almost came out back and won. And then this one, after the hailstorm, I thought Almost was going to take off, but now I feel like Marvin's going to come back and win this one.
Right. This has been a peculiar series.
Okay, mirror image, copying the Lifesteal Stranger. Okay, well, at least Almost has some blockers. Hmm.
Right. The the task
Although
now for almost
shifted Tamaris can potentially force lethal in a couple turns. Also, no flyers for Almost, so you can also just play Tamaris next turn.
right.
Hmm. Super interesting. You gotta, yeah, because of all the lifesteal, like probably can't do enough damage even with all these overwhelm units.
A part of me would like the phrase that goes math is for blockers, but I'm not sure that's true in this instance.
Yeah. All right, here's flying. So this is the one we talked about. We talked about almost being able to grab that flyer whenever they wanted. I don't know. Can they gain enough health to avoid the attacks? I don't think so. Because how much is this? This is going to be 19 damage coming through. So can they gain, what's that, 16 here?
So let's see. They
No,
can
they
certainly
can't.
swing in for 10 with just the Warcry Stranger and the Tubiri, and then leave some blockers back with it, which would be just enough to stay alive, I think. So that's
Okay.
the math going on. So almost is going to go to plus 10, plus 11, going to go to 15, have
15.
6 health left back
Yeah,
that he can just
that's true.
throw
Yeah, they can
away as
chump. They
chunk
can
blocker.
chump these two. So 6 chump health with, yeah, we'll keep almost alive. And then on the swing back, they can do 3, 4, 5, 10. Not enough to kill Marvin on the back end, though. What else do we have on here? Give one of your units.
So almost is going to
Actually, wait. Almost might be. Give one of your units, and each units that share a type with it +1/+1. That's
I think this
everything. It's
might be lethal.
+1/+1. So that might be. So you block a 5, and then you've got 9, 10, 11, 14. I think that is lethal thanks to the farm. Farm making me look silly, get mad that I insulted the farm a couple rounds ago, but I think that ability is going to win it.
Correct?
Unbelievably played by Almost. You got to give Almost credit. That was fantastic how they navigated those two games.